Hi there, it's LDake again with Kale Realty, your Illinois licensed broker. And today I'm going to show you how to make Colcannon the really shortcut, easy way. I've already made a bunch of shortcuts for you so that this video goes by fast, which includes all the prep work. What we got is 2 parsnips that I've already cut up, a half bunch of green onion. You can also use a leek. I don't find them very often to be at my budget, so that's what I go with. Also, you're going to want 1 stalk of celery. Now these 3 items, you're going to want to cut them up real nice and small. Notice that the top part is actually the green onion, but it's only the white part, the bulby part. That's because I saved the green part that's going to go into it as garnish at the end, okay? So half cooks now, half is kept raw for garnish. Then, super duper shortcut, I don't like the vegetable known as kale. So I use cabbage. What I'm actually using is a half bag of the coleslaw mix that you find over in the by the salad and stuff. It's got, you know, the red cabbage in there. It's got a little bit of carrot in there. It's got the green part of the cabbage. It's got the white part of cabbage. I think it looks prettier, so that's what I'm using. I've also already cut up 3 russet potatoes. You want to use russet potatoes because those are the ones that mash nice and fluffy, okay? Because that's basically what Colcannon is. It's like mashed potatoes 2.0. So as you can see, I've already got water going here. It's all boiling. So carefully, I'm adding the potatoes in. Now it's going to drop it, the temperature, just a bit, but it's going to get back to boiling real quick. And then as far as this steam mix here, I'm going to go ahead and reduce the temp on that. I kept the temp on that there. I still want it at high because I want to cook this quick. This here though, I don't want to lose all that water boiling off just yet. Not until I get the lid on. So I'm doing this separately simply because when I put them in together, it's kind of a pain in the butt with a strainer. So I do them separate. Now, notice, if you look real close here, how tiny I cut the parsnips. See, I diced it real small. And the reason for that is because parsnips got a little bit of a strong flavor for me. I don't like bitter foods, but parsnips isn't as hardcore as like turnips or rutabagas. My European friends, you call them Swedes. Those are a little bit too strong for me as far as the bitter, right? But parsnips, they are like a cousin of carrots, so they kind of work for me a little better, but I cut them up real small. That way, when they go into the mashed potatoes, it's actually not going to overwhelm. Kind of like a really good song where you don't notice the bass until you took away the bass, right? Kind of like what Lars Ulrich did to the Justice for All album. These days you play it back and then you add some bass. It's like, oh wow, Blackened sounds really good these days. That's why. It's all about that undertone, right? So, you can see here, now with my boiling water, I didn't add much, and notice it's not covering, right? If you can see that. And the reason why is because I'm hoping that this water will actually all boil away, okay? And I'm going to cover that up. Now I'm going to kick the heat back up. My potatoes, they're probably going to take about 10 or 15 minutes. So we'll zoom back when that's ready. Okay, so we're back. Now, notice I got that heat going red hot, and yeah, I've got an electric stove, but it's alright, it works fine for me. that I'm going to let go just a couple more minutes because I took off the lid and I'm boiling off the rest of the water in there, all right? Letting it all steam out. My potatoes, however, I just tacked them. They're done. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the heat. And very carefully, I'm going to go ahead and strain out the water. You know, it's interesting. When I was a kid, which, shut up, was not that long ago, when I got potatoes from the store, they were black. I mean, they were filthy, right? These days, it's like, all I have to do is just give it like a quick rinse in the sink on the potatoes, and they're fine. But it used to be, you'd have to scrub them really hard. So, man, I appreciate that, you know, that's happening. Now, I'm still shaking off the rest of the water here, like you see. One thing I am going to do, I chopped up half a package of cooked bacon, real nice and small like that. I'm going to go ahead and put that in this hot pan, because this is the masher pan I'm going to use. And I'm going to let the heat go ahead and fry it up for me just a little bit. Handles are no longer hot. Go ahead and throw the potatoes in there. And now, let's see how this is. Yep. Most of the water's gone. Just what I wanted. So what I get to do is move all these vegetables, the real star of the show, into the pan. And then I get to go, ta-da, onto my favorite burner. Now right away that burner's hot, and that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and add some butter. This is the good stuff, okay? It's one thing I am a little bit picky on is butter. I get the Irish grass-fed stuff. If it's not on sale, then I'll get the European kind. As a last resort, I'll get the stuff that comes from Vermont, as long as it's grass-fed real butter. But I prefer the people in Ireland. They seem to know what they're doing when it comes to dairy products. Now look at how tender the potatoes are. I didn't even have to get out the masher. I like my mashed potatoes a little bit lumpy anyway, so that's fine. Go ahead and transfer. I'm going to add, as you can see, about 2 more knobs of butter. I really like butter in it. I'm going to stir it up. Now my potatoes, in case you didn't notice, they are skin on. I really like the skin. I think it adds more flavor. And now we got that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some fresh garlic. Big dollop of garlic. And I'm going to go ahead. This is just the dried parsley flakes. That's fine. It's a half a container. We're done with that. I actually use seasoned salt when it comes to salting my potatoes. I just don't think that the kosher salt is jazzy enough. But I do use fresh cracked pepper. Oh, and yes, when I say fresh garlic, I mean fresh in a jar. Get that going there. Now this pan is still extremely hot, plus the coil is still hot. So it's taking care of the bacon for me, which it was already cooked, but you know, you want to get some of the fat moving around in it. Now, last step, of course, second to the last step. I don't use milk in mashed potatoes. I use half and half. Always smell it first, you never know. Now don't worry about adding too much, okay? Because what can you do if you added too much milk or dairy-like product? Turn the heat on. Just don't keep stirring if you do that though, because then the potatoes will turn into glue. Just leave it alone. And then of course, last of these onions. Remember, this was the green part from the green onions we had. Throw that in there. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and give this a taste. So good. So again, I'm Lori Dake with Kale Realty, your Illinois licensed broker. And hey, feel free to let me know if you have any questions or concerns, all right? Take care, and if you celebrate, happy St. Patrick's Day. Also, today is St. Gertrude's Day, in case you didn't know that. Patron saint of kitty cats. So I'm giving old Gertie a little love.